Hello folks, Bob Rogers here, Hawaiian Trike. Yes, I'm still kicking. Oh my goodness. I've been going out for rides for the last month and a half or so after my surgery and just enjoying it. Really didn't have much else to say, but I get out there and exercise. So I thought I'd do a little thing about what I learned about riding a trike. Okay, I've been doing this for almost 2.5 years now, or almost 3 years. And here's some of the things that I've learned. First thing I want to know is, am I ready to go out on a ride? I got to get my trike all in shape. Make sure I have all the ingredients for fine cooking on the road. So one of the things I do is make sure I have all my tools. Go in my tool bag. I've got all the extra tubes, pumps, everything I need to get going on there. I've got a hat in that bag and a rain jacket just in case I need it. I always bring along a pair of binoculars just in case I want to go watch a surf or something cool that's out there. Make sure that I have my dog horn, yeah. And the other thing I do is make sure that I've got the right battery, or I have enough mileage on my battery. So I've already checked this one out. I've got 23 miles left on that. This one only about 20 miles, so I'm not going to bring that along. But I should be good with what I have there. So that's pretty much it. I've got all my lights all charged up and ready to go. I have one on my helmet too. So that's kind of my prep to get going here. Making sure that I've got proper inflation on my tires. And then I'm ready to go. So I grab my helmet, make sure that's the important thing that Well, I thought before we head out today, I'd do a little explanation in the new look. When I was a little kid, about 5, 6, 7 years old, I didn't have a trike. I had a little red wagon, and I put up a plank of wood on the back of that wagon, and I tried to climb up it. Well, the wagon rolled away, and I did a face plant right on the edge of that wagon, and it jammed my little baby tooth in. Well, when the new tooth came in, it didn't look so good. I've had a dead tooth for over 60 years, and I finally decided to get rid of it. And I'm going to get an implant, but it takes 3 months before I can put that implant in. And for those of you who are curious, I could not get a retainer with a temporary tooth because of my overbite, and I didn't like some of the other suggestions they had. It's only 3 months, I can handle it. So I grab my helmet, make sure that's the important thing that and get back out. One of the things I got to do is I've got to do a lot of stretching before I go out. Get my muscles kind of ready to go. I also learned I've got to be prepared and have all my cameras charged. Make sure. Anyway, so that's what we do. That's kind of what I've learned, is get all these things prepped before I take off. All right, so let's take off. So one of the first things I have to decide is where am I going? How far am I going to go? What's the objective of today? Generally, almost every single time, there's some exercising that I've got to do. Merry Christmas. Well, one of the things I learned is that if I'm going for a long ride, I have to really concern myself about my battery. Do I have enough miles to go the distance I want to go? And often one of the ways to deal with that is to use no assist, which preserves my battery life. So I have to make that decision early on. Okay, am I going to turn the assist on, or am I going to pump and try to get more exercise? So that all gets decided on the first go around as we first get out the door. One of the things I've learned is that I need to get stretched out before I get too far. So the first half mile or first quarter mile of my ride, I'll probably be riding with a little bit of assist going on just to get myself warmed up. And then after I get going, again, depending on what the goal is today, I'll use my assist as I need it. So those are the things I think about, and I've learned over the course of the years. Fortunately, I've got about 5 rides here and that I know by heart, that I do them all the time. So I know what I'm going to do prior. So if you're going someplace brand new, make sure you've got a full battery. Make sure that you know how long your ride is, and determine whether there are hills or not where you can turn off your assist, or you have to use it in the high mode, like a boost mode or something like that. So I know we've all discussed this many times before, the differences between riding a recumbent trike and a diamond frame trike. There's lots of differences, but one of the key ones that I've learned and is true is the safety of riding this. You can't really tip over too much, and you're not going to believe this if you're new to this channel, but trucks and cars tend to go further around me versus when I used to ride a diamond frame, they just come right alongside of me. Again, one of those things that I've learned is the differences between the diamond frame and the trike. I ride more often, more frequently, because I'm not completely worn out. I'm using a little bit of assist here and there. If I'm not feeling good today, okay, I use a little bit more assist. If I'm feeling good, shoots, let's turn that thing off and see what I can do. I like having that option. These days when I see a road bike out, the guy is pumping hard, or the gal pumping hard, their head down, focused on the asphalt in front of them, going as fast as they possibly can with their very light and all their gears. And yeah, I did that for 60 years. But now I'm doing something different. Hey! How's it, brother? Good to see you. Aloha. There. I couldn't have asked for a better script. I'm 4 or 5 miles out of my hometown, but there's somebody out there. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, now I remember where I was. I was talking about the differences between the diamond frame. And when I'm out here riding, and what I've learned is I really like sitting back like this, looking at the sky, looking at the surf, listening to the muffler on that guy's car. So that's something I appreciate, and I've learned that I really love that. I love being relaxed in the back here. Also, better for my back and my neck. Now you see how that car goes around me like that. Give him a shaka. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brothers. There you go. Aloha. So that's kind of what I've learned. So once we get on this highway, it's 45 miles an hour, and I'm going 13. I'm in my lowest gear, or my lowest assist level, and just trying to get out. And we're so fortunate that we've got these nice wide shoulders, about 36 inches across, and I'm around 33 width on the trike here. Well, one of the things that I've learned about riding my trike is always do what your wife asks you to do. So she asked me to stop by and pick up some sweet Kahuku corn on the side of the road here from Claire. And let's stop by and do that. Sweet Kahuku corn stand. She has a bunch of vegetables, bananas, avocados, limes, all kinds of stuff. We just love that corn, so she grows it right here on her farm, and we stopped by, say aloha, and we got some corn in our bag here. So as I've mentioned, what I've learned is that we sure got a bunch of friendly folks here in the islands. And I know all across, especially in small town America, folks tend to be a little more friendly. And I get the friendly waves and toots of the horn from the truckers. And it seems everywhere I go on this trike, I get a lot of people that want to know about it. They're curious. So one of the things I learned is having a trike is an open invitation for people to come up to you and say, what do you got there? So it's a great way to start a conversation. My opening line is, well, where are you guys from? And they tell me, and I tell them that I'm down the road here out in Laie. Well, here's a good learning. I should be riding earlier in the morning. Today, it's Friday, and there's so many cars and trucks on the road. I don't know what's going on, but always start your ride early. That's a key learning for that. This is crazy. It sure is hard to record a video with all this traffic going by. Okay, we're finally off the highway. Get away from all those cars and trucks. We're over in the Turtle Bay Resort. We can relax a little bit, enjoy the scenery. I also have to think about the other objectives for the ride. The first objective is simple. I want to get some exercise. I want good cardio, which is what a trike gives me, versus stamina and muscle on a diamond frame bike. So I also want to have good visuals. For example, I want to see the good ocean here. It's important. I want to relax. I want to have a good time. I'm not trying to pound out 50, 60 miles every time I get on a trike. I kind of have an idea of how much time I want to spend. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just go out and whatever happens, happens. Another thing I learned was off-roading. Kind of what we're doing right here. It's fun. It's, well, I say that there's not much traffic, and except you have some golf cart guys. How's that, guys? That's about the traffic I get. So off-roading is great, gets me away from the highway, kind of relax. I'm more in Mother Nature, but I do have to be concerned about sticks on the ground, them popping up under the undercarriage of the trike. And also it tends to get muddy at times, and now I got to clean the trike. So there are some pros and cons about off-roading, but I can go places that a lot of people, other people aren't going, so I enjoy it. So I learned that assist makes a big difference for me. I get to learn more about myself, and that I know my trike weighs 110 pounds fully loaded, so the assist lets me go a little farther if I need be. I'm not totally wiped out when I come home. I can deal with the wind, which we get a lot here along the North Shore of Oahu. So it helps me mitigate those things. Here's another thing I learned. Even though the golf course marshal has busted me 3 times for riding on the golf course, I still do it. You know, I check to make sure there's nobody on the course when I'm going, but I really love riding on this. All right, I didn't learn too much.
In my bedroom, dreaming of what we could be, we started to bloom. Young, just 22.
The big learning that I have is that it's really fun to ride a trike. It takes me all over the place. Some places other people can't go, and I get to see all my scenery around me. It's a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable. And I like the places that I can go to. Get up on here and see the world. Let's go over here and I'll show you the point of off-roading. Get back up here and let's go take a look at the beautiful northern tip of Oahu. There we go. Pretty awesome. That's Turtle Bay Resort there. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little ride, our little scenic tour of Bob's Brain. And what I've learned over the years, there are only 3 years I think riding a recumbent trike, and all the things that I've encapsulated in my head. I know for many of you that have been watching the channel, this is kind of all familiar stuff. I thought I'd give a summary of all the things I've learned for those new riders out there. Well, that's our story for today, guys. Hope you had a good time and have an excellent week. Hope to see you soon. Remember, floss after every meal. And all right, you guys be good. Be healthy, be safe, be happy, and forever young. Aloha.
Do you really have to ask, what would Steve do? So who's a believer in the things to come?
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy yourself. I got a big bus coming behind me. Let's try this again. Where is it? Oh, he's following me. All right, let's try this again.